It's your man JGR's report, and welcome to another segment of The Truth is in the Details, Playboy. Y'all know at the beginning of the season, I said that the college football playoff, the 14 playoff, wasn't going to be any better than the BCS, and I told you it came out the same way. It was just a whole bunch of controversy, but I will say this. Boys did get it right in the end. I got no complaints at all. Alabama, well, I do have some complaints, but I'm going to break it down for you. They got Alabama number 1, Oregon number 2, Florida State 3, and Ohio State 4. Now, they got the right 4 teams in the joint. However, I got a problem with Florida State being the only team in the top 4, undefeated, played the second best strength of schedule in the country, and they still at number 3. That's duh. Now, what they kept doing was going backwards. They was 3 and 4, now they back to 3. In the end, I have no problem with them being in. And I think they dodged the bullet by becoming number 3 because they're playing Oregon in the doggone Rose Bowl as opposed to playing Ohio State. Nobody want to play Ohio State right now. Alabama, you might want to try to bid to get to be the number 2 or 3 joint because nobody wants to play Ohio State right now. Because why? Because Urban Meyer is the real deal. He has proven to you boys that I can lose Braxton Miller, go get Kenny Guyton out of nowhere, come back with Braxton Miller, lose Braxton Miller again, come back with JT Barrett, lose JT Barrett, and get Cordell Jones. I'm just saying, he's not new to this, he's true to this, Playboy. Now, let's move on a little bit. Now, so we got Alabama playing Ohio State in the Sugar Bowl. We got Oregon playing Florida State in the Rose Bowl. The Ducks in the Big 12 are upset, and they should be upset not with the playoff committee, but with the Duck commissioner. The Duck commissioner of the Big 12 tried to play boys and got played. Here's the deal. In the bylaws of the Big 12, it says that the Big 12 champion will be decided based on the head-to-head matchup. Well, now, Baylor beats TCU, so the head-to-head matchup is Baylor should be the conference champ. What the dumb commissioner tried to do at the last minute was try to name both of them the co-champ. Well, because he's trying to get one or the other or both into the college football playoff, and it backfired on him. Now everybody in the Big 12 is looking for this dog. He's running around hiding somewhere. You look, just play by the rules. Do what you're supposed to do. Don't try to play Baylor against TCU when Baylor beat these duns. Now, Baylor doesn't have an argument, and here's why. Well, let's start with TCU. You know, the old Doug Joey Galloway is on the show today, sitting up upset because TCU went from number 3 all the way back to 6. TCU never should have been in the top 3 in the first place, bruh. I'm glad I hadn't sat on a jury duty with this done because he holds up the process. We be there all night. No way should TCU have been number 3 in the first place because Baylor beat them. So no way they have been in front of them. The doggone committee threw them up there for God knows why they put them up there in the front, but you just created a whole bunch of controversy you didn't need to create. Baylor beat these boys, so Baylor should be ranked ahead of them. Now, here's the problem I got with Baylor. Baylor Art Browse and Company is sitting there trying to tell everybody that they should be in the top 4 because they've only got 1 loss, they won the Big 12, etc. But here's the problem. He forgot to tell boys he played SMU, who hadn't won a game until yesterday. Then he played Northwestern State and Buffalo. If you don't get out of here talking crazy, I'm going to send somebody down to Waco. Hey, you got a schedule, boys, if you're going to play in this game. Don't come out here and try to tiptoe in, get in. Hey, they already told you, strength of schedule, non-conference schedule is going to count, head-to-head matchup. You was done when it came to the non-conference schedule. Now, here's the other problem I got. Even though they got the right 4 teams in, we doing a semifinal. I got no problem with that and a national championship game. The problem I got is everybody's so ESPN and all these cats that put this thing together, instead of just, they could have had number 1 play number 4 and number 2 play number 3, next week. And number 1 and number 2 play at the crib. The problem I got is now you asking Florida State or Ohio State and Alabama to go to the Sugar Bowl. So that means Big Mama and everybody else got to travel down there to go to a ball game, and then a week and a half later go all the way to Dallas to a ball game. Oregon and Florida State. Now, Oregon's almost at the crib, but Florida State got to travel all the way out to California. Big Mama got to try to get to California, knowing that she can't get to California, then turn around and go all the way back to Dallas the following week. Now this thing has become corporate. It's like the Super Bowl, bruh. Like I said at the beginning of the season. You have boxed out the average college football fan, because now I got to decide if I'm Ohio State or if I'm Florida State. Either am I going to go to the semifinal or am I going to go to the national championship? Well, I got to go to the semifinal because we might not make it to the national championship. So you can't do both, bruh. Especially right during the Christmas holiday. I'm just saying. But they got it right. So I'll let it ride. But don't be done next year. You got Florida State on a 29-game winning streak and ranked number 3. That's Doug. It's your man Jay Graves Report from the JGravesReport.com. And you can hit me up on Twitter at JGravesReport so you can holler at your boy.